you know the words, help me out here. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain.
The moment Carrie Underwood dropped that jaw-dropping $800 million 0 cents lawsuit, the entire media industry froze in disbelief. Suddenly, the laughter stopped. The View wasn't mocking anymore. It was pleading. The very hosts who once tossed reckless accusations like confetti at a parade are now scrambling to undo the damage they caused. Their confidence is unraveling by the minute, their smug grins replaced with sheer desperation. What started as a simple patriotic performance at President Trump's inauguration has spiraled into a media nightmare of historic proportions. Gone are the snickers. Now it's frantic excuses, chaotic damage control, and a rising tide of pure panic.
Carrie Underwood will take the stage at Trump's inauguration singing America the Beautiful. She said to the Post, "I love our country and I'm honored to have been asked to sing at the inauguration and to be a small part of this historic event. I am humbled to answer the call at a time when we must all come together in the spirit of unity and looking to the future." Well, that wasn't good enough for the tolerant left, of course, who is outraged over Carrie being outed as MAGA. X is blowing up with jokes about how she should sing her hit song Before He Cheats. Some are calling for her to be boycotted and canceled. John Rich weighed in, saying there are several top-tier country artists who support Trump, and I wish they'd finally have the balls to come forward and be counted. Ain't nothing outlaw about keeping your mouth shut to appease the record label. Carrie Underwood is making you look like a bunch of sissy boys. Carrie is talented, she is graceful, she is a class act, she has great legs, not that it matters, but she is everything that the tolerant left is not.
Trump's inauguration may have sparked the initial spark, but what followed ignited a courtroom wildfire that scorched daytime television's reputation like never before. Carrie Underwood stood proud, singing America the Beautiful with grace. But what came next was a disgraceful media storm. Instead of celebrating her voice, critics unleashed a ruthless backlash. Social media erupted in a frenzy of chaos, but it was The View that went too far, tearing into Carrie live on air with venom that felt personal and unforgiving. They accused her of glorifying a felon, mocked her patriotism, and tried to demolish her beliefs in front of millions. But Carrie didn't tweet or rant. She retaliated with a legal cannonball so powerful it sent shockwaves through ABC's walls. Now, those same smug hosts who once laughed are trembling in fear, doing everything they can to stop this disaster before it destroys them. Behind the scenes, whispers claim they're begging Carrie to settle, desperate to avoid the fallout. Joy Behar, usually fiery and unshaken, is reportedly rattled beyond belief, and Sunny Hostin, once leading the charge, is spiraling as she realizes this lawsuit might not just bruise their egos, it could devastate their financial future.
Do the spa day.
I'm not even going to tell you what I'm doing. Don't worry. I'm not telling. No, I'm not talking. I'm not telling. No, because it was always in the books. Who knew this was going to be the day that it chose? Because it's also a very interesting day, right? The 21st.
It's Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you can choose to celebrate it how you want. You can honor MLK.
I'm going to honor him and at the
get a
spa.
spa treatment.
Well, as long as it's a free country and it holds,
Yes.
I would agree with everybody. It is a free country at the moment.
Well, yeah. You know, but it's up to us to make sure that doesn't start to change.
Yes, right.
You know,
Well,
that's...
we're trying.
Well, we're trying, yes. And it's important not to forget that we have that right. It is up to us.
Yeah.
Now, there are other people performing too, and I don't really even want to bring it up.
The very women who once stood on national television questioning Carrie Underwood's patriotism are now caught in a full-blown panic. They're scrambling behind closed doors, whispering in hushed tones, racing to craft last-minute statements, all while trying to contain the media wildfire they sparked themselves. But here's the twist. Carrie hasn't budged an inch. According to sources, she's doubling down, turning this media circus into a full-blown crusade for accountability. And her fans? They're louder than ever. Online, the movement is exploding. Hashtags like Justice for Carrie and Cancel the View are surging with unstoppable momentum. Even longtime viewers of the show are turning away in disgust. Critique is fine, but personal attacks? That's where they lost me, one viewer posted. Behind the scenes, ABC is reportedly in chaos. Executives are panicked, terrified this lawsuit could turn into a public relations disaster of epic proportions. Rumors are swirling that ABC's legal team is begging the host to go public, apologize, do anything to stop the bleeding. Meanwhile, producers are yanking down clips in a frenzy, afraid that every second of footage could be used as devastating courtroom evidence.
So I think people feel pretty strongly about it. I think art is art, and you know, you have a right to perform where you want to perform. I agree with you, Joy. I can't sing a lick, but I certainly, and I have not been asked, but if I were asked, it would be a hard no.
Even Whoopi Goldberg, usually the image of control, is now completely silent. Insiders say she's intentionally steering clear of the chaos, trying to avoid getting caught in a legal blast zone. Meanwhile, Carrie Underwood's legal team is diving deep, dissecting every word, every smirk, every sarcastic jab made during that brutal segment. They're preparing a legal assault so precise, so unbreakable, it's threatening to bring daytime television to its knees. This lawsuit isn't just claiming a careless moment. It accuses The View of launching a calculated smear campaign aimed at destroying Carrie's reputation and silencing her voice. Her team insists the damage is overwhelming. Endorsements canceled, bookings pulled, and a flood of slanted media coverage painting her as someone she's not. Court documents reportedly describe the host's remarks as reckless, malicious, and deliberately damaging, and that shocking $800 million 0-cents demand? It's not just a number. It's a warning shot aimed directly at the heart of mainstream media. Behind the curtain, Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin are reportedly spirally locked in meetings with attorneys, desperately searching for a way out that doesn't end in public disgrace or financial devastation. From tearful apologies to personal outreach, they're trying everything, and yes, even whispering to Carrie herself, hoping she'll show mercy. One insider called it a nightmare in slow motion, a train wreck no one can stop. And through it all, Carrie remains a cold storm of silence, no drama, no shouting, just letting her legal arsenal speak volumes.
No, I wouldn't do it, even though I can't sing.
You would not sing?
No, I would not. I would not normalize him. And she says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say.
Carrie's supporters insist this isn't about revenge. It's about finally holding a reckless media machine accountable. And her fans, they're loving every second of it. Social media is ablaze with viral memes, showing Carrie calmly sipping tea while Joy spirals into chaos. Captions like, "Who's laughing now?" are exploding across the internet. She's no longer just a country icon. She's transformed into a symbol of strength and defiance. And if she wins this lawsuit, it won't just shake up The View, it could redefine the entire landscape of what daytime television is allowed to get away with. Now, ABC is on edge because if Carrie triumphs, it could open the floodgates for a wave of lawsuits from other celebrities who've been dragged, mocked, and humiliated live on air. Suddenly, the line between commentary and defamation is becoming crystal clear, and Joy and Sunny are right in the middle of that danger zone. Whoopi, known for her bold takes, is now stepping back, her voice fading into the background. Insiders claim she even tried to warn her co-hosts not to go too far, but they didn't listen. And now, viewers everywhere are asking serious questions. When did opinion become cruelty? Who decides what's too patriotic to sing, or who's too political to support? Carrie's camp believes this firestorm was never about her music, it was about her association. And that's exactly what makes it so explosive.
Country superstar Carrie Underwood has spent most of her career avoiding political talk, but she's set to perform at the upcoming inauguration. She said in a statement that she's doing it because the country must come together in the spirit of unity and look to the future. And lots of her fans aren't thrilled about it, but lots of her fans are. So let's put this in perspective here. What do y'all think?
I personally hope we're moving beyond the era of politics where we want to cancel people's livelihoods because we don't like their politics. And whether it was the Dixie Chicks for criticizing George Bush, didn't agree with it then, and Carrie Underwood, if you have a problem, you register your complaint by not downloading her songs and not going to her shows.
Right.
But I also think from a business standpoint, it's not a bad decision for Carrie Underwood. 75 million people voted for Trump. Artists tend to skew left-leaning, so she's overnight going to become an icon of MAGA and the American right. She's probably going to make a lot of money off of it. So I get why she did it.
I see.
And that's exactly why this case is cutting so deep. It's raw, personal, and completely combustible. Sunny Hostin is now facing a tidal wave of backlash online, with her own words being hurled back at her with intense fury. Statements like, "How can you say you love your country and support him?" are now being twisted into weapons by a furious public. Fans are firing back with biting questions. How can you claim to support women, then try to destroy one for simply singing a song? Screenshots, video clips, and seething commentary are flooding social media, exposing what many now call blatant hypocrisy. Clips of Joy and Sunny preaching about free speech and women's empowerment are being torn apart by the same audience that once applauded them. One viral post demanding their resignation soared past 100,000 likes in a single night. They went too far. Now they need to go, and the momentum isn't slowing down. Major voices are speaking out. Country music legends, conservative commentators, and free speech advocates are locking arms with Carrie, cheering her bravery and denouncing the public ambush she endured. This is no longer just a legal battle. It's a full-scale cultural shockwave, shaking the very core of the media world. And right in the center, standing tall like a lightning rod, in the middle of the storm, is Carrie Underwood. Unshaken, defiant, and more powerful than ever.
So I have nothing to say.
Yeah. We're not asking any of us.
No, you do what you do. Listen, it's like, people do what they do for whatever reasons. It's like Joe and Mika.
Now, whispers of a possible on-air apology have turned into a full-blown roar behind the scenes. But Carrie Underwood isn't settling for a half-hearted sorry. She's demanding real, public accountability, broadcast for the entire world to witness. Insiders say producers are urging Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin to deliver carefully worded statements, line by line, no room for mistakes. But both women are visibly shaken, terrified that a forced apology could backfire and ignite even more outrage. The atmosphere on set is tense beyond belief. Staff members are divided, some urging the hosts to take responsibility, others believing it's time for a total overhaul and fresh faces. A leaked message from one exhausted crew member told the real story. "We're walking on eggshells. This lawsuit is draining everyone. The vibe here is toxic." That one chilling line has now become a symbol of just how deep this crisis has cut into the heart of The View's empire.
Schedule a spa day.
I'm not even going to tell you what I'm doing. Don't worry. I'm not telling. No, I'm not talking. I'm not telling. No, because it was always in the books. Who knew this was going to be the day that it chose? Because it's also a very interesting day, right? The 21st.
It's Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And you can choose to celebrate it how you want. You can honor MLK.
I'm going to honor him and at the
and get
spa.
a spa treatment.
Well, as long as it's a free country and it holds, I would agree with everybody. It is a free country at the moment.
Well, yeah. But it's up to us to make sure that doesn't start to change.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
that's...
we're trying.
Well, we're trying, yes. And it's important not to forget that we have that right. It is up to us.
Yeah.
Now, there are other people performing too, and I don't really even want to bring it up.
ABC is now holding frantic daily crisis meetings just to keep The View from sinking any deeper into the quicksand of public outrage. But their once mighty daytime empire is cracking under the crushing weight of legal panic and a furious audience that won't look away. Every blink, every nervous smile, every fumbled word from Joy and Sunny is being dissected online like courtroom evidence. Joy, once the queen of biting commentary, is reportedly stumbling through her lines, avoiding eye contact and visibly shaken. Sunny has practically vanished. Showing up late, leaving early, and steering clear of anything remotely tied to Carrie or the lawsuit tearing through the studio like a tornado. What once felt impossible is now very real, and it's unfolding in real time right in front of millions.
At the historic event of the inauguration of the President of the United States of America, and that she's un-American for doing so.
I mean,
it's so ridiculous. So ridiculous.
They're living it's as though the election never stopped for them.
Now, the possible exit of two of the show's most recognizable voices is being discussed openly, with rumors swirling that ABC is already scouting replacements behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Carrie Underwood stands calm, collected, and completely unfazed, growing stronger with every explosive headline. Her legal team isn't just compiling receipts, they're building a legal war machine. Fueled by viral clips, tabloid jabs, and public outrage, this lawsuit is no longer just a case. It's a wrecking ball aimed directly at the smug, untouchable attitude that's dominated daytime talk for far too long. And Carrie isn't slowing down. In fact, she's just getting started.